Something big has just dropped, and it's got everyone talking. A leaked trailer and a brand new scene from the Chi Season 8 are making waves online, and fans are buzzing with excitement, fear, and endless theories. This is not just another season, it looks like the most explosive chapter yet. Secrets are coming out, alliances are being tested, and the story of the South Side is about to hit a turning point that no one saw coming. Season 7 left us with more questions than answers. And that's exactly why this new trailer has people losing their minds. We watched Emmett try to hold on to his dreams while struggling with the weight of leadership and fatherhood. His journey has never been easy, but the last season showed us how far he's willing to go to protect his family and his future. At the same time, Kiesha was on her own emotional path, finding strength in motherhood but also realizing that her story is far from simple. Every moment between her and Emmett carried tension, love, and the pressure of survival in a world that demands too much. Then there was Douda, the ever-present shadow over the community. His power plays reached new levels last season, and we saw him pull strings in ways that made it clear he isn't going anywhere without a fight. Douda has always been the kind of character you love to hate, calm, ruthless, and ready to strike when least expected. Season 7 showed us cracks in his empire, but it also revealed how dangerous he becomes when cornered. Many fans believed this would finally be the season where his control slipped for good, but instead he tightened his grip. Meanwhile, Kevin had to make choices about his own path. With new opportunities pulling him away from Chicago, fans were torn. Was he leaving for good, or would the South Side keep pulling him back? His journey showed us that even when you try to escape the cycle, the bonds of family, loyalty, and community are never easy to break. Alongside him, Jake and Papa were trying to figure out what it means to grow up in a place where the rules are different for everyone. Their stories blended heartbreak with hope, and every decision they made seemed to carry bigger consequences. And let's not forget the community itself, the heart of the Chi. Season 7 painted a picture of resilience and struggle. Every storyline, from love to betrayal, tied back to one theme: survival. People were trying to create peace in a world that thrives on chaos, and that tension left us all on edge by the finale. The season ended with cliffhangers that had us all shouting at our screens. Relationships were broken, power was shifting, and lives were hanging in the balance. That's why when whispers of Season 8 started spreading, fans immediately wanted to know who's coming back, who's in danger, and who's about to rise. The leaked trailer answered some of those questions, but it also raised even more. The energy is different this time. The pace is faster, the stakes are higher, and every character seems to be standing on the edge of a choice that could change everything. The leaked trailer for the Chi Season 8 is more than just a teaser, it feels like a warning. From the very first frame, the tone is darker, sharper, and more urgent than anything we've seen before. There's no slow build, no warm reintroduction. Instead, the trailer slams us into chaos, showing quick flashes of familiar faces caught in moments of fear, anger, and desperation. The streets of Chicago are buzzing with energy, but it's not the kind that comes from celebration. It's the kind that comes before something big, something dangerous, something that could shake every character to the core. One of the first images to grab attention is Emmett standing alone, lit by the glow of streetlights, looking more broken than we've ever seen him. He's not the carefree dreamer we met in earlier seasons. This is a man who's been pushed to his limit. The trailer doesn't give us dialogue here, but his expression says everything. It's exhaustion mixed with rage, like he's ready to take on battles he's been running from for too long. Fans are already guessing this could mean Emmett is finally ready to challenge Douda in a way that puts him directly in danger. Then the screen cuts fast to Kiesha, holding her child close as she walks through a crowded street. Her face is filled with worrying, and the tension in her steps suggests she's running from something or someone. In past seasons, Kiesha has been a symbol of strength and survival, but here she looks like she's carrying the weight of choices that could tear her family apart. The trailer doesn't explain what she's fleeing from, but the fact that she's shown so early suggests her story will be one of the driving forces of Season 8. Douda's presence in the trailer is impossible to ignore. He appears in short but striking flashes, sitting at a table surrounded by his men, making quiet but commanding gestures, and then later walking down a hallway with a smirk that could freeze the screen. The message is clear. Douda may have been challenged before, but now he's moving like a man who believes he's untouchable. In one shot, we see him shake hands with a new character, someone who hasn't been part of the story until now. This single moment has fans speculating like crazy. Is this a new ally, a dangerous rival, or perhaps someone who will expose Douda's empire from the inside? Kevin's role in the trailer is short but powerful. He's seen stepping off a bus, looking back at the city skyline, and whispering something under his breath that fans can't quite catch. It's quick, but the implication is clear. Kevin is coming back, and he's not the same kid who left. Whether he's returning to tie up loose ends, protect his family, or get revenge, the trailer makes it obvious his presence will shift the balance of everything we thought we knew. Jake and Papa are both shown in moments that tug at the heart. Jake is standing in a dimly lit room, staring at a gun lying on a table. The camera lingers on his face, torn between fear and determination. This small detail has already sparked debates online about whether Jake is about to step into the violent cycle he's been trying to escape. Papa, on the other hand, is seen standing in a church, his hands pressed together, his eyes filled with tears. His storyline looks deeply emotional this season, and the image of him praying suggests he might face one of the hardest trials of his life. The trailer doesn't just focus on individuals, it also shows the community in flames, literally and figuratively. One of the most shocking shots is a wide frame of the South Side at night, with fires burning in the distance and people running through the streets. It's chaos, and it sets the tone for a season that won't be about small conflicts but about survival on a larger scale. This imagery suggests we're heading into a season of reckoning, where everyone will be forced to choose sides. Perhaps the most chilling part of the trailer comes near the end. A voiceover low, calm, and almost menacing says, "In this city, you don't get second chances. You get buried." Well, the trailer doesn't confirm who says this. Fans are already pointing fingers at Douda, and if it is him, it's the perfect line to sum up his role in Season 8. The trailer ends with a flash of a gun being raised, a sudden blackout, and the sound of a single gunshot echoing before the screen cuts to black with the words, Season 8. This ending leaves viewers with a chilling sense of finality. Someone is going to die. The question isn't if it's who. And that single shot is enough to keep fans debating until the official release. From Emmett's grim stare to Kiesha's desperate flight, from Kevin's mysterious return to Douda's powerful grip, the trailer is crafted to leave us unsettled, restless, and hungry for answers. It doesn't give away the full story, but it lays out enough to promise that Season 8 will be the most unpredictable ride yet. The leaked trailer for the Cheese Season 8 doesn't play safe. It feels like a storm rolling in. A warning shot that this season is not here to comfort anyone. From the very first second, you can tell the tone has shifted. The screen doesn't open with laughter, light, or community. It opens with silence, the kind of silence that feels heavy, followed by a quick burst of sound, sirens echoing in the distance. The camera shows empty streets, a basketball hoop swinging in the wind, and a single chair knocked over in front of a corner store. It's a haunting image, a reminder that something has shaken the South Side to its core before we even see a single face. And then the cuts come fast. A flurry of images flashes by, each one lasting barely a second but leaving a mark. Emmett walking down a dark street, his hands clenched in fists. Kiesha clutching her child, her eyes darting around like she's being hunted. Papa lighting a candle inside the church, whispering a prayer under his breath. These moments aren't linked together in a neat storyline. They're thrown at us like puzzle pieces, daring us to figure out how they fit. That's what makes this trailer different. It doesn't guide you gently. It throws you into the chaos. One of the most striking moments comes about halfway through the trailer. We see Douda seated at the head of a long table. Around him are men whose faces we don't fully recognize, which already sparks questions. Douda isn't smiling here, he's staring straight ahead, stone cold, his fingers tapping lightly on the table. Then, without warning, the trailer cuts to him slamming his hand down, causing glasses to shake and one man to flinch. That split second tells us everything. Douda's power is not slipping. If anything, he looks more dangerous, more unpredictable, more willing to burn everything down to keep control. Another scene that grabbed attention is Kevin's return. He's shown in a dim train station, dragging a bag behind him, his hoodie pulled low. The shot is quick, but his eyes give it away this isn't the same Kevin we knew before. He looks hardened, distant, like someone who's been through battles we haven't witnessed yet. Fans are already speculating that Kevin's return isn't just a visit, it's a reckoning. His silent glare at the skyline seems to say, "I'm back, and I've got unfinished business." But it isn't just the main characters stealing the spotlight. The trailer introduces flashes of new faces, none of them explained, but all of them loaded with possibility. A young man running through an alley with fear written across his face. A woman in a crisp business suit shaking hands with Douda. A group of masked figures standing at a corner late at night. These moments feel intentional, as if the creators want us to know Season 8 isn't just about continuing old stories, it's about colliding with new forces that could rewrite everything. The mood of the trailer is shaped not only by the images, but by the sound. Throughout the cuts, we hear snippets of dialogue layered under heavy beats. Emmett's voice saying, "I can't keep doing this." Kiesha whispering, "They'll come for us." Jake shouting, "You don't get it. This is bigger than all of us." None of the lines are in full context, but they drip with urgency, painting a picture of a community that feels trapped in a pressure cooker. Toward the end, the trailer shifts pace. The quick cuts slow down, and we see Emmett and Douda facing each other for the briefest moment. No words are exchanged, but the silence between them speaks louder than anything. Emmett's jaw is set, his eyes locked on Douda with fire, while Douda leans back, calm, confident, unshaken. It's the kind of visual that tells us the entire season may revolve around this standoff, a man trying to build a better life against a man who thrives on control. The final seconds of the trailer are what send chills. The screen fades to black, but the sound of footsteps echoes closer and closer until a gun cocks. Then a single line delivered in a chilling whisper, "This city belongs to me." The voice is unmistakable, it's Douda's. Immediately after, a gunshot rings out, loud and sharp. Before the title card slams onto the screen, the cheat, Season 8, no explanation, no clarity on who was shot or why. Just fear, tension, and anticipation. This trailer doesn't just tease the season, it provokes. It feels designed to leave fans unsettled, to remind us that the Chi is about survival in a world where power can shift in an instant. Every frame is soaked in conflict, from Kevin's silent return to Kiesha's desperate escape, from Papa's prayers to Douda's icy grip. It's a message that no one is safe, no storyline is secure, and no character is guaranteed a future. Season 8 is coming with the weight of everything before it, but with the promise of shaking the foundation we thought we knew. And if this trailer is any hint, we're not just watching a continuation, we're watching a war. The so-called leaked scene from the Chi Season 8 has been the talk of social media for days. And if it's real, it might be the most explosive moment the series has ever delivered. What makes it so gripping isn't just the action, it's the way it captures the heart of the show, loyalty, betrayal, and survival colliding in one unforgettable moment. The scene is raw, tense, and layered with meaning. And fans who've seen the description are already arguing about what it really means for the characters we love. It begins in a dimly lit room. The kind of place that instantly tells you something bad is about to go down. A single light bulb swings overhead, casting long shadows against cracked walls. The atmosphere feels heavy, like every breath taken in that space is borrowed time. Emmett is the first character we see. He's pacing back and forth, running his hands over his face, clearly torn between fear and determination. His voice is low, but you can hear the weight of his words. He's tired of running, tired of being controlled, tired of losing people he loves. This isn't the same Emmett we saw struggling in past seasons. This is a man who has decided enough is enough. Then the camera shifts and we realize he's not alone. Sitting across from him, half hidden in the shadows, is Kiesha. She's holding her child close, rocking gently, her eyes locked on Emmett with a mix of love and fear. She doesn't want him to take the step he's planning, but she knows she can't stop him either. There's a silence between them that feels louder than any words, the kind of silence that carries years of shared pain and unspoken understanding. In that moment, viewers can see it. Kiesha wants Emmett safe, but she also knows he's about to walk into fire. The leak then shifts to its most shocking moment. Douda enters. Not with fanfare, not with shouting, but with calm, deliberate steps. He's dressed sharp as always, his face unreadable, his presence filling the room without effort. The way he walks in, without guards, without fear, shows just how confident he is in his control. He sits down across from Emmett, folding his hands neatly on the table, and for a long beat, no one speaks. It's a battle of silence, a test of who will break first. Finally, Douda leans forward, his voice calm but edged with steel. He tells Emmett that everything he has, his family, his future, even his freedom, exists only because Douda allows it. He paints a picture of control so complete that it's suffocating. But Emmett doesn't flinch. His eyes narrow, and for the first time in the entire series, he speaks to Douda without fear. His words, short but sharp, cut through the air. That ends tonight. The leak suggests that the room grows still after those words, as if the walls themselves are waiting for what happens next. What follows is chaos. The description says Emmett slams his hands on the table. Kiesha cries out, and suddenly the sound of a gun being cocked breaks the air. The camera cuts rapidly, flashes of movement, a hand reaching into a pocket, a chair falling backward, Kiesha shielding her child. It's unclear who pulls the weapon, but the scene ends with the deafening sound of a single gunshot and the screen cutting to black. No reveal, no clarity, just the echo of violence and the promise of tragedy. The leaked footage is less than 2 minutes long, but it's enough to have fans spiraling with theories. Some believe the gunshot means Emmett finally took a stand and fired on Douda, marking the start of a full-on war. Others argue it could be Douda reminding everyone that he's untouchable, proving once again that no one dares cross him. There's even speculation that Kiesha herself might be forced to pull the trigger in a desperate attempt to protect her child. The brilliance of the scene is that it shows just enough to ignite every possibility while leaving the outcome hidden in darkness. What makes this leak feel so real is the way it ties back to the themes of the series. It's not just about violence, it's about choices. Every character has been pushed to a breaking point over the past 7 seasons, and this scene feels like the moment those breaking points collide. Emmett has to decide if he's willing to risk everything to free himself from Douda's grip. Kiesha has to choose between holding on to love or pushing it away to protect her child. And Douda, as always, has to decide how far he'll go to keep control of the South Side. If the leak is authentic, then this scene is more than just a teaser, it's a promise. A promise that Season 8 won't hold back, that it will force every character to confront the truth of who they are and what they're willing to do. Whether the bullet lands on a major character or serves as a warning shot, the message is clear. The rules have changed, and the South Side will never be the same again. The moment the trailer and leaked scene started spreading online, the fandom erupted. Within hours, hashtags like #TheChief Season 8 and #DUDAVS Emmett began trending across Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. What's clear is that this isn't just another season launch, this is a cultural moment for fans who've been living with these characters for years. The energy isn't just excitement, it's obsession, frustration, and fear all mixed together, spilling into thousands of comments, threads, and videos. One of the biggest waves of reaction centers on Emmett. For so long, fans have seen him as the guy who's always caught between his dreams and his responsibilities, often struggling to find balance. But in the leaked trailer and scene, people are noticing something different. He looks harder, more determined, as if the old Emmett is gone for good. Twitter is filled with fans posting lines like, "This is Emmett's season, he's finally going to take Douda down." Others are more skeptical, warning that Emmett stepping into Douda's world could cost him everything. One popular Reddit thread even suggests that Emmett is being set up for a tragic hero storyline, where his courage ends up destroying him instead of saving him. Kiesha's role in the leak is also fueling endless debate. Some viewers think her protective stance over her child means she finally draw a line, putting her family's safety above everything else, even her relationship with Emmett. TikTok creators are already cutting together fan edits of Kiesha as the heart of the story, arguing that she might become the key player who forces Emmett to choose between love and survival. On the other hand, skeptics argue that Kiesha's fear could lead to heartbreak. She might pull away from Emmett completely if his choices put their family at risk. The emotional weight of her character has fans nervous because whenever the chief focuses on her story, it usually comes with pain and sacrifice.